America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, that sound you hear this morning is every remaining living World War II veteran of ours weeping. And there aren't many of them left. But every World War II veteran still with us is weeping this morning. Because it's clear that with Donald Trump in the White House, the United States of America no longer stands with the free world, no longer stands with freedom and democracy in Europe. I mean, here we are again. We've been here now for 3 years. 3 years ago, an authoritarian aggressor invaded a sovereign nation. First land invasion in Europe in how many years? Here we are again, an aggressor, an evil tyrant, an authoritarian, a dictator invades a free sovereign country, a country yearning to be a democracy, a country yearning to be part of NATO, a freedom-loving defensive alliance, and Putin invades. And the lines are drawn, the battle lines are drawn. Here we are again in Europe. The battle lines are drawn. The philosophical alliances are set. On one side, again, so reminiscent, right? Here we go again, Europe. On one side, we've got Ukraine, we've got Europe, we've got NATO, we've got the free world, we've got freedom and democracy. We've got all of that on one side, supporting the nation that was invaded. And on the other side, right now, we've got Putin, Trump, China's Xi, and all the world's other dictators. Free world, freedom, democracy, liberation in Europe on one side, Putin, Trump, all the world's dictators on the other side. We're on the wrong side. The United States of America, because Donald Trump stands with the aggressor, the invader, the tyrant. Oh my word. The United States is actually on the wrong side in Europe. We're not on the side of freedom. We're not on the side of democracy. Stuff that every remaining living World War II veteran fought to uphold. That sound you hear this morning is every World War II veteran of ours still with us, weeping. Trump held one of his stupid, idiotic press conferences yesterday, and he was asked about, Ukraine, Russia, the war, the peace talks that Trump held without Ukraine. Let's listen to what Trump
Do you have
said.
any message for Ukrainians who, after 3 years of fighting, might feel betrayed or disappointed at not having a seat at these initial talks in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I think I'm really disappointed in what's happened. I've been watching this for 3 years. It's a war that would have never happened if I was president, and I've been watching these people being killed at levels that you've rarely seen, not even close, since the Second World War. And I'm very disappointed. I hear that, they're upset about not having a seat. Well, they've had a seat for 3 years and a long time before that. This could have been settled very easily. Just a half-baked negotiator could have settled this years ago without the loss of much land, very little land, without the loss of any lives. And I think I have the power to end this war. And I think it's going very well. But today I heard, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal. I could have made a deal for Ukraine that would have given them almost all of the land.
You should have never started the war. Think about that for a moment. That's the president of the United States telling Ukraine, you should have never started the war. That's Trump again blaming Ukraine for starting the war. The country that was invaded. That's Donald Trump saying that Ukraine invaded Ukraine. That's Trump. Ukraine, a sovereign country, invaded Ukraine. That's Trump again blaming Ukraine. Understand what he said. You should have never started the war. Now, at one level, Trump's an idiot. At another level, he's a pathological liar. At another level, he's a bad, horrible person. Stop there for a sec. I don't care what your politics are, MAGA. I don't care where you stand, right, on the war between Ukraine and Russia right now, on what you think we all should do, on what should happen. I get it. We've all got our takes. No matter where you stand politically on what should be done to resolve or end this war, everybody should acknowledge the basic truth that Ukraine did not start this war. Putin invaded Ukraine 3 years ago. That started the war. If you can't say that, if you can't acknowledge that, keep listening to this show if you want, but I really got nothing to say to you. Again, this is where we go down these rabbit holes where you tell me that Biden didn't really win in 2020, or pick the lie, or you still believe Biden sent $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. You got to be tethered to this basic truth. No matter what you want to do, and you don't want us to help Ukraine anymore, fine. But damn it, Putin started the war. Ukraine didn't start the war. They were invaded. This isn't the first time Trump's done this. Blaming Ukraine for this war. It's not the first time Trump has said that Ukraine started the war. And a lot of Trump's conservative supporters, they don't love him like MAGA loves Trump, but they voted for him and they don't and they go after the Democrats every day. Even they came out today, many of them, and said, this is disgraceful. Trump blaming Ukraine for starting the war. This is disgraceful. It is. It is. But you know what's more disgraceful? This isn't the first time Trump's said this. Donald Trump campaigned saying this repeatedly. Trump campaigned telling the American people he stood with Putin, buddying up to Putin. Donald Trump campaigned and told American voters he doesn't give a damn about Ukraine. What's more disgraceful is that the American people knowingly put this guy back in power. Look, Trump's an idiot. He's a pathological liar. He's a really bad person. But at an even worse level. You still want to sit there? MAGA, you still want to fucking sit there and tell me that Trump is not a Russian asset? Is that what you want to tell me? You want to sit there and tell me that Trump doesn't work for Putin? You really want to tell me that? He's blaming Ukraine for starting the war? That's what Putin says. That's what Putin wants out there. Putin invades Ukraine. Right away, Putin says, Ukraine started the war. Trump's out there saying, you want to tell me, MAGA? Come on now. That Putin doesn't have something on Trump? You still going to tell me that Trump's not a Russian asset? It just slays me. Everybody, right, except for MAGA, and MAGA loves what Trump's doing, and MAGA is rooting for Putin. By the way, MAGA, most of MAGA, like Trump, is rooting for Putin. Most of MAGA, like Trump, stands with Putin. If that bothers you, if that offends you, MAGA, sorry, my brothers and sisters, but I come from MAGA, and it's the gosh awful truth. But all the other Americans still like doing this thing right now, doing this thing like, what is Trump doing? Why is he like giving everything to Putin? Why is he standing with Putin? Why is he cutting Ukraine off by the knees? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's not difficult to get. You're in denial. Donald Trump is a Russian asset. He's working for Vladimir Putin. He's negotiating on behalf of Vladimir Putin. He will fucking stab Ukraine in the heart. He will shoot him in the back. Again, I'll go back to where I began this segment. Apologies, world. Dear world, I'm an American. And I apologize to you, world. I apologize to you, Ukraine. I apologize that we have a Russian asset in the White House. I and so many other Americans apologize profusely that because of this Russian asset in the White House, the United States of America does not stand with the free world right now. And I apologize. I apologize. And all I can say, world, Europe, Ukraine, there are a lot of Americans like me who support Ukraine. There are a lot of Americans like me who support and believe in NATO. But world, I apologize. The guy in the White House is blaming Ukraine for starting this war. Elon Musk and Trump were on with Sean Hannity for an hour last night. By the way, how fucking boring does that sound? By the way, an hour of Hannity, even, look, all you MAGA guys who watch Fox News every day, come on, you're with me, man up, be honest about this. Sean Hannity is one boring ass dude. The last time anything interesting came out of Sean Hannity's mouth, I got to go back through the archives. Long time ago. An hour of Hannity on his knees with Trump and Musk last night. Oh my gosh. But Elon Musk said something about American democracy last night that's just got me. I continue to ask this question. How did Elon Musk become so damn wealthy? He's so ignorant. He's so uninformed. I ask myself that every day. How did he get to be so successful? He's really dumb. He's ignorant. The stuff that he says about basic American history, basic American governance, I'm done. I'll let this play. Keith, give me the Elon Musk clip.
Like this?
Well, first of all, do you give it flying rip? Number one, and
Well, I guess we must be over the target or doing something right. You know, if like they wouldn't be complaining so much if we weren't doing something useful. I think. But what all we're really trying to do here is restore the will of the people through the president. And what we're finding is that there's an unelected bureaucracy. Speaking of unelected, there's a vast federal bureaucracy that is implacably opposed to the president and the cabinet. And you look at, say, DC voting, it's 92% Kamala. Okay, so we're 92% Kamala. That's a lot.
they don't like me here either.
I think about that number a lot. And
Yeah.
like 92%. That's basically almost everyone.
Yeah.
And so, but how can you, if the will of the president is not implemented, and the president is representative of the people, that means the will of the people is not being implemented. And that means we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy. And so I think what we're seeing here is the sort of the thrashing of the bureaucracy.
Stop, Keith. Stop, Keith. That's enough, Elon. For me, that's enough, Elon. Stop. Oh, my word. But just one point of fact, Elon talks about how 92% of the people who live in Washington, D.C. voted for Kamala Harris. That's right. But what does that have to do with anything? I think he's trying to say that all federal employees voted for Kamala Harris. Again, how stupid Elon is. Four-fifths of all federal employees live out in the country. They don't live and work in DC. 4/5 of all federal employees, the bureaucracy, they don't work in DC. And most of the federal employees who work in DC, the other 1/5, most of them live in Virginia, Maryland, somewhere else. They don't live in DC. But more importantly, listen to what Elon Musk just said right there about democracy. We don't have a democracy if the will of the president is not implemented. Then we don't have a democracy. We just have a bureaucracy. Really? So we elect a president, Elon, and if a president doesn't get everything he wants, the will of the president, the will of the people, that's not a democracy. So like when Barack Obama won twice, in a true democracy, Barack Obama would get everything he wants, all of his agenda, the will of the president. That's how it's supposed to work. Every Republican and every Democrat, every time, think about, again, I know it's hard. I'm just amazed this guy is as successful as he is. Talk about fucking ignorant. Understand what Elon's saying. You do not have a democracy unless the president's agenda is all implemented, unless Donald Trump gets what he wants, everything he wants. You could say the same thing about any other president. This is what Elon's saying. When George W. Bush got elected, you don't have a democracy unless George W. Bush gets everything he wants. Barack Obama got elected. There's no democracy unless Barack Obama, the president, gets everything he wanted. And on and on and on and on and on. That's a democracy. And if a president can't get everything he wants, well, then you don't have a democracy, you have a bureaucracy. Just profound ignorance. And I don't know where to start, but so Elon's utterly unaware of the Constitution. He's utterly unaware of separation of powers. He's utterly unaware that we have another elected branch. In fact, we have a branch called the legislative branch, which in fact is the people's house. People from all over the country elect their representatives, send them to Washington to speak for them. And then that's what you've got in Washington. You've got Trump elected. You've got all these Republican members of the House and Senate elected. You've got Democratic members of the House and Senate elected. And they're all in D.C. They all have the will of the people behind them. And they go to D.C. and through separations of powers and checks and balances and what's dictated in the Constitution, they try to bring those competing agendas together, right? And Congress makes laws based on compromise, common ground, whatever, and the president signs bills into law. It's not just the president who has the will of the people behind him. Almost half of the people in this country didn't vote for Donald Trump. It's like Elon Musk does not understand the Constitution. How ignorant is he? He doesn't understand separation of powers. He doesn't understand checks and balances. He clearly doesn't understand how laws are made. He thinks, and this probably animates what he's doing right now. Trump won. It's like when you listen to what Elon said, again, this is really important, guys. If the will of the president is not implemented, you don't have a democracy. What's he saying? What he's saying there is the president should be treated as a king. The people chose a king. If the king doesn't get his agenda implemented, you don't have a democracy. So the king should get everything he wants implemented. Elon's not arguing for democracy. Elon's arguing for a dictatorship. He wants Trump to be a king. I wonder if he felt the same way with Obama. But that's the funny thing about Elon. Elon has no philosophy, no core. I think Elon voted for Barack Obama both times. Did you know that, MAGA? No, this is Elon telling the American people Trump should be a king. No kings, no kings. There it is, baby. Right up here, right up here. No kings. Elon's telling everybody on Fox News last night that Donald Trump should be a king. And if we don't let him get his way, then there's something wrong with America. This is animating what what Musk and Trump are doing right now, as single-handedly they try to rewrite the entire federal government. It's so I'm left with this. I keep asking myself, how can Elon be so ignorant? But then I catch myself, right? I don't know that he's that ignorant. I think he's this dishonest. I think it's just that Elon Musk is really dishonest. I think Elon Musk probably knows that when a president's elected, he's not a king, and that doesn't mean he automatically gets whatever he wants. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk knows that's not how our system works. So then that means Elon Musk last night was purposely lying to his Fox News audience. And realized he's sitting right next to Trump. Trump doesn't give a fuck, and realize Elon's sitting right next to Hannity, and fucking Hannity's on his knees. Hannity will let Musk say whatever Musk wants to say. But the scary part of all of this is right here. whether Elon's ignorant or just super dishonest. What's scary is Elon last night spread really bad, un-American, scary, dangerous disinformation to millions and millions of people on Fox News. Elon Musk and all of his sycophants will reboost what Elon said last night. So, to hundreds and hundreds of millions of Americans and people around the world, they will take in what Elon just said, that our democracy is not being served right now because Trump's not getting everything he wants, so we don't live in a democracy. What's scary is this is ugly, un-American disinformation. Disinformation, meaning Elon's spreading it purposely, that will be believed and embraced by easily half this country. Yeah, I don't think Cyrax, I don't think Elon's being ignorant. I think Elon's being dishonest. It's hard to tell sometimes, though, guys, because Elon says a lot of stupid things. Hey, another every day there's like an Elon and oops and Doge boo-boo oops out there. Remember last week, Elon Musk and Doge fired a bunch of people and then realized those bunch of people oversaw our nuclear codes. And so then Elon and his Doge team then set out to scramble to try to find and rehire those people that they fired who oversaw our nuclear codes. Happened again just earlier this week. Look at this headline. The USAID, the USDA. The USDA accidentally fired officials working on the bird flu, and it's now trying to rehire them. The Agriculture Department reports that Doge and Musk mistakenly fired people who were working on this growing bird flu. That was a mistake. And now once again, here they go trying to find and rehire the people they fired. I don't remember what network I was on. I was on a show a few days ago, and I said that because of what Trump and Musk are doing, Americans are going to die. Americans are going to get sick. People around the world, USAID, are going to die and get sick. But just here in America, if you just want to focus on America, because MAGA and Trumpism, all they care about is America. They don't care about the rest of the world. So even if you just focus on America, it's pretty clear by now that because of what Trump and Musk are doing, because of what Republicans are allowing Trump and Musk to do, man, forget about all the people losing their jobs. Americans are going to get sick. We're letting people go in federal agencies charged with helping to make sure Americans don't get sick, helping to make sure Americans don't die, helping to make sure Americans don't get this bird flu, that this bird flu don't spread. But because of what Musk and Trump are doing, I just blurted out, Americans are going to get sick. Americans are going to die. America is going to be less safe and less secure. This is not at all being talked about enough, but damn near any prosecutor with any ethics and integrity in our Justice Department, they're resigning. They're running for the hills. Men and women in our FBI are leaving. Men and women in our intelligence agencies are leaving. We talk about, again, there's no science to this. Musk and Trump just trying to fire people left and right. Doesn't matter what they're in charge of. Doesn't matter if Americans will get sick or die because of it, or like terrorism will increase here in this country because of it. This is happening every day. But people are resigning. People in really important positions in our government. People in positions in our government charged with helping to keep us safe and secure, they're leaving because they want nothing to do with Trump. They want nothing to do with Kash Patel, who will be approved this week to run the FBI. People in our FBI know how anti-FBI and how anti-American and dangerous Kash Patel is. So they've been leaving for weeks. That doesn't get reported on enough. Men and women in our FBI leaving. Again, making America much less safe and much less secure. I didn't jump on the whole, plane crashes, right? Seems like there's a plane crash every week. But it's true that Trump and Musk, without any rhyme or reason, are just letting people in the FAA go, letting air traffic controllers go. Is there a relationship? I don't know. But in every federal agency, this is happening. And maybe, the $1 million question, when will MAGA ever wake up and say, oh my God, this is bad? When will my MAGA brothers and sisters ever wake up and say, oh, this is bad, this is not good, excuse me, can we have a timeout? I generally believe that if that happens, it will not happen until our MAGA brothers and sisters feel the pain, feel the hurt, lose a loved one, get one of their family members laid off. Their spouse has cancer, but all cancer treatment's been stopped because of Musk and Trump cuts. Become the victims of domestic terror, whatever, because our FBI is understaffed. The tariffs, right? The farmers. Oh my God, all the farmers who voted for Trump, MAGA. And certainly with USAID being gutted, right? That's a big marketplace for American farmers gone. Maybe the farmers and the tariffs, until the tariffs hurt Joe and Jill MAGA consumer. I don't know. Makes me sad that I don't think our MAGA brothers and sisters will ever call for a timeout until they've been hurt by what Trump and Musk are doing. We as a nation cannot help but be hurt when we elected someone who's chosen on the world stage to stand with the dictator and not the free world. We as a country cannot help but be hurt. We are going to be hurt when we elected a president who believes our FBI and our Justice Department and our intelligence agencies are the bad guys. When we knowingly elect a president who believes our FBI is the bad guy, then we shouldn't be hurt. We shouldn't be surprised when America is less safe and less secure, because we elected somebody who declared war on our FBI. So yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think our MAGA brothers and sisters, right? My MAGA brothers and sisters, speak up, my MAGA brothers and sisters. Oh, they're speaking up. I can't say out loud what they're saying to me right now. I don't think many of them will call for a timeout until they have been personally hurt by what Trump and Musk are doing. Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. By the way, is anybody here listening on Substack? Doggone it. I launched a Substack a couple weeks ago. Go on to Substack. It's called Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Subscribe, even just start, subscribe for nothing, subscribe for free. Start getting a feel of what I put out via writing. If you like some of the shit I say, then you'll like some of the shit that I write twice a week. Go to Substack, Social Contract with Joe Walsh, and subscribe. Get a feel for what I'm putting out there. As always, everybody, no kings, no kings, no kings. If you want to change your profile pictures to the No Kings graphic, go to oneflaginitiative.org. Oneflaginitiative.org. That's all one word. Go there and you pick your favorite No Kings meme. No kings, no kings, no kings. As always, if you want to contact me, reach out. My website, my email, joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. Write that down somewhere. All one word. Joe Walsh, white flag, one word, @gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Love you, love you, love you, all of you. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with